Moe
It's very important, I
is
think.
very important, I think.
Yeah.
Haruhi Suzumiya, as she stated right before, blackmailing the computer club into giving her a top of the line computer at that time.
It was a power move.
Oh man. Yeah. Perpetual Backlog 110. Leak's not here because she cannot talk at the moment. Because
Thoughts and prayers for her vocal cords.
yeah.
Or screw thoughts and prayers. Let's send tea and honey for her vocal cords.
Yeah, she probably voicing too many things because she's the actual voice actor on the podcast, not Dollet.
It's true. Look, listen, man, I'm washed. Leaks out there voice acting, content creating, just being an astounding, amazing person as always. We really are struggling to keep up.
Yeah. But as I stated, Moe is important. I think very important. I think, and what's actually also very important is that you hit that subscribe button under the video here and like and put a comment whether it's telling us that we suck at doing this and that we should stop, or saying hey that's cool. But I don't demand this. Your god Haruhi Suzumiya demands it. Because that is everybody's. Haruhi.
It's true.
Dollet knows. This week for me is Disappearance Week.
Mm-hmm.
This is the week that the movie The Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya takes place, and I do my annual watching of it, which we did last night.
True.
And now I'm reading the manga because I own half of it now. And at
Goodness
some point
gracious.
in time,
is it 2009 again?
Yeah, no. Is it 2000? The manga came out for America in English in 2008. But it started in 2006. But it was originally a light novel. It was a light novel at first, and that came out earlier, right? That started in 2003. So the god Nagaru Tanigawa and Noisy Ito, the gods, making Haruhi Suzumiya the upstanding person that she is. Yeah, no. I own half of the manga at the moment. Well, I own half of the manga at the moment, but half of the manga is not here. It's on its way because I own, I think, up to volume 8, and I've got 5 more on the way, and the manga is only 20 volumes. But I will be getting the light novel, and that will be my only bit of actual reading I ever fucking do, because I fucking hate reading. All right? All right.
Oh, the power of anime waifu.
All right, so, like, I mean, I have Black Butler. I've been reading Black Butler. I have a third of the manga for Black Butler, because it's actually 30 volumes at the moment. And then I'm getting the Black Clover. I'm getting most of the Black Clover manga for Christmas.
So what I'm hearing next is that your follow-up to all of this will be Black Rock Shooter and then Black Blood Brothers.
No. It is only very coincidental that I like Black Butler and Black Clover. I'm not a. I tried watching Black Rock Shooter, but it's not. But yes. Even though I am super interested in the manga that I have and reading it or whatever, it still turns on the melatonin in my head, and when I get like halfway through a volume, I'm immediately yawning. I'm wanting to go to sleep and shit like that. It for some fucking reason, reading just knocks me the fuck out. All right.
Imagine words are exhausting.
Yeah, words are exhausting. All right.
How did we ever make it through the RPG era?
I mean, you know me, I don't read. I'll read the story or whatever and shit like that. But man, tutorials, man, to get those out of my way. I will figure out the game myself. I don't need the game to tell me.
I respect it.
And then when I'm sitting here complaining about the game not telling me or whatever, there better be a fucking there better be a section where I can go back and look at the tutorials. I'm looking at Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Oh yeah.
So I can actually go back and actually read the stuff that I need to understand. But yeah, no. I'm gonna get through them. I'm gonna get through the horror manga. I'm like super interested into getting past the disappearance section, because that's for anime watchers. That's where it ends. All right, we don't get anything after that, which sucks because there's so much more after it. But yeah, I wanna do that. But I've been talking about fucking manga for fucking past 6.
Hi, welcome to the Perpetual Backlog on manga this week.
As for video games that I have been playing this week, Crisis Core Reunion came out, and I have I am still on chapter 4, like literally the beginning of chapter 4. After you meet Aerith from falling down into the slums. All right. I haven't even left the fucking chapel, and I'm almost at like 60% of missions done.
My man's just trying to abuse the second half of this game.
Actually,
I can't even say the second half, because you're right at the beginning of the first half. To be honest, you're still you still haven't done anything in the story, honestly, yet.
No, I haven't even hit the time skip. So
no, that's what I said. It's like it's not the second half. It's like it's very much like very early in the first.
So I'm pretty powerful at the moment. Depending on what I'm fighting, I can do max damage. Because my electrocute is mastered, and I have over 100 and something magic, and if I'm fighting something that's weak to electric or lightning or whatever, I'll do max damage. But a lot of enemies actually have more health than max damage, so that shit better be hitting more than once. Which is why I'm using electrocute, which will hit more than once. Plus, I have dual cast on, which it'll dual cast. So 2 electrocutes will go off. And I'm currently farming materials to max stat my my materia, which I might stop at just getting to max HP. Because I think at that point I just don't need to worry about anything else. Then again, I never fought Minerva on the original Crisis Core. And I hear that on hard mode in this game, she's got 4 times the amount of HP than she did in the original one. So I hope that it's not too hard. But I've been enjoying it. Hard mode's been a journey, I'll say. Some of the later missions, like in actually hell, fucking some of the missions from like 7 stars and up or whatever, can be pretty unfair.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And by
it's been a very long time since I've played, so I mean, I've just been kind of catching up. I refresh myself on the story every so often because I like to hurt myself. But gameplay wise, it's been a long time.
Yeah, by unfair, I mean, all right. Let's be real here. I'm in chapter 4. I have no right to be doing 10-star missions.
It's true. You really shouldn't be.
I have no right. All right. But there are some enemies and instances that are kind of bullshit. Mainly there's these fucking ostriches. All right.
These things again. We're not past this.
No, because they keep making them. They keep throwing them at me, even in 10-star missions. All right.
Oh my goodness.
Most of the time you fight them, the battle area is small. All right. So you don't have much room,
Sure.
and they just continuously chase after you. And they one hit you. Well, they one hit me because I don't have max HP.
Can't imagine why.
So I have to be very smart with how I move in those instances. I've come up with a pretty much a almost surefire way of beating, like, if there's only two that I'm going up against, I can pretty much do it like easily. When you throw another one in there, it gets a little scuff. But like I said, I have dual cast or whatever, but what I normally do is I will dual cast Graviga. All right.
Good choice. Fair enough.
All right. They have a lot of HP, so it does a lot of damage. And I have the ability. I have the item that breaks the first damage cap or whatever. So my damage cap is 99999. So it'll drop, like, one Graviga will drop them down like 25%. With the dual casted, it'll drop them down to 50%. And it's AoE. It's Graviga and it's AoE. So if they're clumped together, then it'll hit them both. But most of the time that doesn't ever actually happen. And then like, so I'll try to I'll double Graviga. So I'll use Graviga twice, but dual cast it 4 times. To get them low enough that maybe 1 or 2 electrocutes can kill them. That doesn't always work out because sometimes they won't just immediately peck me. All right, they'll do the thing where they do like a fucking roundhouse kick or whatever. And while the roundhouse kick normally doesn't one hit me, it knocks me out. So I just have to sit there and wait for them to fucking attack me again because I'm knocked out for like 5 to 10 seconds. Which sucks. Those are the most annoying enemies I've went up against. There's some of the Genesis clones that are kind of annoying because they use the fucking gunblade attack that you have to be really good at dodging, and if you don't dodge, you get knocked down and knocked out for like 5 minutes. Or not 5 minutes, for like 5 seconds. So sometimes that's annoying. I shouldn't have a problem when I get max HP. Because then I can survive a few hits. I did have the only time somebody's done a considerable amount of fucking damage to me is when I went up against a 10-star Ifrit, and he used his limit break, which did like 80,000 damage. Even at I think it still killed me, even though I dropped his limit break gauge down to 25% of his damage.
So there are just some breakpoints that can't be cheesed.
So you have to. I mean, yeah, you can't cheese it if you have low HP, but if you're at max HP, then you shouldn't have a problem being able to survive it.
Yeah, then you just survive as you should, right?
Yeah. So, yeah. Crisis Core is amazingly fun. God, Zach's voice is absolutely horrendous.
This is heartbreaking. It's actually a little demoralizing. Not enough to stop me
I
from playing, but it is
no.
demoralizing.
I watched a video earlier today talking about how wrong it is to have the current person on Zach's voice. And it's not that the guy, so the issue that I kind of agree with is that it's not that the guy is bad, all right? The guy could probably be all right? Zach's not the character for him, all right?
Oh,
Because
I agree with that.
uh because even after the time skip, whereas the original Zach, Rick Gomez, went from being the excited puppy dog to the more somber older senior, all right, in Soldier. This one does not do that. This one still sounds very soft and very kid-like, even after the time skip. And we all know who, women. A lot of us has played Crisis Core, and we know that, when the time skip happens, and Zach's 23 or whatever, he does end up becoming like more battle hardened.
Yeah. Yeah.
He becomes more like Angeal. But yeah, no, that's like the biggest comparison that guy given. I was like, yeah, okay, I agree 100%. It may not be that this guy is bad. I don't think he's bad. I just don't think Zach's the character, and they should have just kept Rick Gomez.
I mean, look, I'll definitely double down on that and agree with you. It's not even that I don't think he's right for the character, but he's having to fight an uphill battle on like a couple of fronts. First of all, Rick Gomez is one of the few people from Final Fantasy VII who like no one ever had any issue with.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of outspoken feelings about Cloud, about the first two Aeriths, about bloody Sephiroth, and even Genesis. But kind of everyone was on board with Zack, so he's having to fight against the fact that no one really wanted him to be changed to begin with. On top of that, for whatever reason, according to all of the comparisons I've seen, they have asked these poor voice actors to one for one anything that was spoken before.
Yeah.
Which is not great because you've hired completely different people to be your first team, which is counterproductive. And thirdly, there's been no adjustment to the text. Like they haven't like touched up the localization to make it perhaps better or anything. So the stuff that
Yeah.
they aren't voicing one for one is stilted PSP era writing, which is fine, but definitely doesn't do these actors any favors. So, yes, I would love to hear Gomez back on Zack. He's just how I envision that character always. But man, I this poor guy, he got shafted. I hear Sephiroth is also in a real rough space now. But hey, at least the game feels good to play. So there's that.
Yeah, I mean the game really yeah, and like one of the bigger issues is that like they didn't like the original lines weren't good in the first place.
No. Like I said, it was very. This is a PSP game. Don't put. We need to come out quickly, and people are probably going to steal it anyway. Let's not waste all the time in the world on it. And it feels like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely understand.
Yeah, no. Outside of Crisis Core, I think the only thing else I played was the Street Fighter 6 closed beta.
Rose Beta, yeah. Hey guys, don't forget to sub to the channel if you're into what you're hearing. While you're down there, remember to like the video as much as we like you. You'll be good now.
um since you also played the Street Fighter 6 closed beta, I will pass it off to you because while I did play for like those 3 hours that one night, I suck at fighting games and can only tell you that yeah, buttons go burr.
Yeah, I played much longer than you. I gave the whole cast a shot. I enjoyed it. I did. I love these characters so much. Like it looks and sounds so good. If I had any gripes with it, it certainly isn't connectivity, which felt great. It wasn't the time in between matches. It felt like I was getting matches pretty consistently, and the lobbies were absolutely jam packed during the day. And even at night, like if you wanted to find a full lobby, you could find a dozen of them, maybe 2 dozen of them. Like there was people playing. But yeah, like as far as what this beta wanted to accomplish, like it was rock solid. Now, granted, there is something about the game I'm not in love with, but it's kind of silly to speak about once I say it out loud. This game feels kind of clunky if you don't use your meter. Once you're using your meter, once you're like getting in there and canceling with your I forget what it's called. You go green and dash forward. It's an FADC for me. That feels great, and when you're parrying through and keeping your turn, excellent, wonderful. But if for whatever reason you run the gamut on meter, oh man, it's punishing. This game it doesn't feel great. I still don't love the way you move around. It feels really, really slow for whatever reason. Less true on characters like Jury, who are so fast. Kimberly, so quick.
Kimberly fucking is fast.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Great forward buttons too. But I played a lot of Ryu because I'm boring, and no, that's it. I'm just boring, and I like what I know. So I played a lot of Ryu, and like literally sticking out buttons and trying to move forward didn't feel great. If I felt like my feet were like stuck to the ground, kind of like moving through sand. But once I got in and could like assert pressure, it went back to feeling really good. I attribute a lot of this to not having enjoyed 5, having left that and found a bunch of anime air dashers. Now everything feels slow by comparison. But I don't know. There's something that feels heavier about this game than like 4 and 5. And especially 4. 4 is always going to be like the Street Fighter I revert back to because it's the most modern Street Fighter that I enjoyed. But still, no, it was great. It was great. I found so many matches quickly, and like, yeah, I got run over in some of them. I'm not gonna lie to you. There are some people who were clearly playing during the first beta, or they were looking up videos on people who were labbing, and their meter usage was immaculate, and I did not stand a chance. But in the matches where like it was 2 people finding their footing, or 2 people who played a bit of Street Fighter in the past, and we're pressing buttons, we're trying to be safe. It felt really nice, and like I can't get over how good this game looks. It's so nice. I genuinely cannot wait for the rest of the cast to come out to get into maybe an open beta or. I mean, I guess I'll probably pick it up at some point. I don't know if this is a launch pickup for me yet, if I'm honest. Not sure about that.
Unfortunately, June is kind of stacked.
Yeah, you're not wrong. We'll see. Which is a shame because like beta and like the first month of release are easily my favorite time to play fighting games. It's not even close. The more time people put into lab and optimize stuff, the more bored I get with the game. Like these moments of discovery and feeling out like all the new things is absolutely where I find the most fun. So I enjoyed myself, Capcom. This was great. Like you're killing it. Though, hey, what's up with my quarter circles? I have never had problems thrown out plasma before. Where my Hadokens go? Why am I getting Shoryus? And I will grant you, people in the comments, I'm a bit sloppy with my inputs. I'll be real with it. This has never been an issue before.
I'm smooth brain and play modern.
Oh,
My buttons are a little.
you should definitely probably talk about that because I did not touch that. I should have just to see how it was, but I absolutely did not.
So
Because
here's my thing.
I had you switch to classic very briefly on Chun Li, so
Yeah.
you now understand the difference.
Yeah, well, I went from what is it? I went from modern is a 4-button command setup to a
Mm-hmm.
6-button command setup.
Yeah,
R1 and R2 are not R1 is used for the perfect the parrying on modern. It is not used for that on classic. Um because the parrying swaps over to L2 on classic.
it should
Uh
be noted that also, I mean, for us, we're playing on PS5 controllers.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
holding down triangle and circle at the same time also puts out a parry.
Oh, it does?
Yep, that's how I was doing it.
Oh. See, I didn't know that. I always thought the man, I think on modern if you hold a double face button, it's always a grab. I could be
Yes,
wrong.
that would be our equivalent of square and X.
Well, I mean even on modern Square and X was also grab.
Yeah, correct.
So I never did triangle and circle, so I don't know, but R1 felt very natural to have a parry on. I'm gonna go ahead and say L2 does not feel very natural to have a parry on. Um, but I also don't play fighting games, so I have no fucking idea. Um, um, I played a few rounds of Chun Li on Classic, and it might be just because I played the first like hour and a half on Modern that I was like, "What the fuck am I doing?" Because you could tell my inputs were not on the same level as I was when I was on Modern because I did not know what to fucking do. Um,
Yeah, it looked like you had Gatlings on, or some kind of auto combos on modern that filled in gaps. Where I mean, that's just not a thing for classic.
yeah. Maybe it did feel like that, but I mean, it probably is like that. Um, I don't know. I my smooth brain prefers the modern because I don't need more buttons. But I didn't have I didn't have innate access to certain commands.
Yes. Yeah,
As on
your
modern.
command list was restricted. It was noticeably restricted.
Now I didn't actually look at the list itself. So the stance change for Chun Li could have actually just been on a different command. Um, but yeah, I couldn't do what is it? It was like hold crouch.
Oh, spinning bread.
Well, whatever her like stance thing is.
Oh
Um,
yeah, it's new. I also don't know what it's called yet. But yeah, if
uh,
you quarter circle back with any of the punch buttons, I believe Chun Li would enter a crouching stance where you'd get
uh-huh.
one, two, three, maybe four or five more attacks out of, and some of those looked very useful, and not having them seem like they. I mean, it seems like it kind of sucks. I like she loses her slide. She had a launcher out of it, which seemed pretty useful.
Mhm,
Everything. I mean, I didn't mess with too many of the others. They look like fillers, combo fillers.
mhm.
But yeah, not having that was strange because when I switched to Chun Li, I found it pretty much immediately.
I don't think I don't think that it's not that I don't have access to those because I think that would be weird if you didn't have access
Oh
to
no,
them.
you. I will put this out front. They have said you do not have access to your whole list of
okay.
moves. I just
Oh,
don't know if
yeah.
this is one of those things that you don't have access to.
Hmm.
But do remember, like this, like the modern controls are designed for people who want to, like
Like me.
maybe they don't play fighting games all the time. They don't want to memorize all this. All they want to memorize is, okay, that's safe. Once you press that button, I'm gonna press my little Gatling and I'm gonna get my damage in.
Yeah. Yeah. That's probably it. Yeah, and I think what L1 was the whatever the fuck that move is that I don't know the Street Fighter terms. What's that one move that does all the paint shit? The cool art.
Oh, I'm gonna be honest with you. The overdrive the overdrive gauge is new to this game. I don't know
Uh-huh.
what to call that thing. It's just like an armored counter that
Yeah.
crumbles.
Oh,
Like
it was the punish counter.
yeah, like it's also it's probably actually a better representative of the focus attack. So
Mhm. Um. So yeah, I mean, I played. What did I play? I played mainly Chun-Li, and then I swapped over to Kimberly when we both swapped to Kimberly at the time, um, and then I
oh, the
swapped over to
psychic. All right, I see what you're doing. I'm
yeah,
gonna
oh, yeah,
switch to
the
this
psychic.
character. We both just switched to it. It's like, yeah, okay, that's fair.
And then I swapped over to Jury, for a little bit, but I didn't try out any of the other characters. I'm not a Street Fighter person, so I don't have any attachment to really any of the Street Fighter characters outside of maybe Chun-Li, but that's just because I'm horny.
She is the
Um,
God damn it. She is like the first lady of fighting games. So
yeah. Um, that being said, I'll have a lot more to say when we get into any Tekken 8 betas, if that ever happens.
I
Cause
mean, look, it's been announced, so we know the game exists. I hope they do a beta. I would very much like to play that. I would
I
very much like to play Tekken 8.
I very much not relate, but like am attached to a lot of that cast because if there was any fighting game I actually grew up playing, it was Tekken.
Some good ass
I
Tekken.
I love Tekken. I suck at Tekken. I suck at fighting games.
Oh, it's cool. Same. Well, yeah, I'm
I
like a
just
red. I'm a red rank tops. Maybe not even anymore. But I
uh,
love me some Tekken. I love it.
but I was very happy to see maybe June coming back in Tekken 8. Hopefully that's not just a story thing and she has actually a
Harada,
playable.
listen to me. You have made a beautiful model. You are putting her in the story. I swear to God, if she's not playable, we gonna have words, my man. How are you gonna
uh,
do that to us?
Looks like our boy Jin's breaking his chains in this game.
Look, man, I don't hold out much hope for the story. It'd be nice. I kind of want it. Like, I want this Mishima story to be done. I honestly, at this point, I kind of do want a reboot. This
uh,
story has gotten kind of bad, so.
but it is good that it seems like Jin's gonna be the forefront character.
I mean,
'Cause
as is correct.
he's
They've gotten rid of Heihachi, which is, um,
good, good,
uh, I mean, it's it's
good.
complicated.
He's been the mustache twirly villain for too long.
Look, yes, like again, from a story perspective, it's always been a problem with the way they follow it, and Kazuya and Jin have always been the protags, which is weird because Kazuya is now squarely the villain and has been for a little bit now.
Just becoming his dad.
Yeah, exactly. So like, this is why this needs to end. But I do hope Heihachi still turns up for gameplay purposes.
You can't. Has he not been in a Tekken game?
I don't think Heihachi has missed one.
Then I don't think he's going to miss one.
Same, same.
I don't think you can not have Heihachi in a Tekken game. I just don't think it's possible. I mean,
Like,
I just don't think you can't have most of the main characters in a tech game. I'm pretty sure, like, Has Paul been in every Tekken game?
I don't think Paul's missed one.
I think Paul's missed.
I don't think
King missed one?
I don't think Paul. I don't. There's always a king, even if they're different
Yeah,
people under the mask.
I don't think Jax
Nina's
has missed one. I don't think Jax has missed one.
I don't think. No, yeah, I think Jack. I think
Because there's always been a Jack.
There are a few that are just like permanent.
Yeah, I don't think Nina or her sister has missed
Anna.
one.
Anna has missed.
Well, yeah. That's but I mean, like there's always a either Nina or Anna in there.
To be fair, I love Anna. Anna is one of the characters I played in both 5 and 6 for a very long time. She's my girl. She a hoe, but she's my girl.
She a hoe, yeah.
You genuinely don't need to add her. Nina has never missed a game, and for the longest time they were just head swaps.
Mm-hmm.
That became different later on, but Nina is actually the person you would use to describe that.
I don't. Kazuya and Jin hasn't missed one. I don't think.
Kazuya has missed a couple, actually.
How has Kazuya missed a couple?
Because he kind of died for a bit.
Here's the thing. All right, I don't care like storyline wise or whatever. I think you should always have a set roster.
That's fair. The reason why he was able to miss 3 and just be fine was because Jin was just his father. He was his father with some of his mother's moves. He was literally just a better version of Kazuya.
Was Jin actually playable in 6? Because I know he was in a coma.
Yes.
Okay. I know he's in coma for like
ever since his introduction. Jin has not missed again.
Okay.
Like your idea, the idea you have of like if they have a unique moveset, or well, that's not necessarily true. If they are plot relevant and legacy relevant, they haven't missed a game. They have been there in some way, shape, or form. There's always a Yoshimitsu. There's always a king. There's always a Paul Law, whether it be Marshall or Forrest. Yeah, all of those characters always make it. And Heihachi, frankly, is probably going to come back because a few notable OGs play him.
Yeah. It's good to see Lars is back.
You say this. I've never given a shit about that character.
I mean, okay, so I like the character from like a story standpoint or whatever, but from a gameplay standpoint, I'm not a huge Lars fan. That being said,
when he was kind of sick in 6, but that's it.
That being said, when Lars was showing off in this most recent trailer, Max was like, "I guess I'm fucking maining Lars."
Max does work on Lars. He's played, like, obviously Max picks up a bunch of different characters. I think Lars is his best character.
Yeah. But I think he did also say he might actually do June dead.
I mean, look, him and literally everyone else.
Oh yeah, no. June. If June's playable, actually, that's not true. Playing first.
I almost lied. I almost said we haven't had June since Tekken 2. That's not true. She showed up in Tekken Tag Tournament 2 and in Tekken Tag Tournament. But also,
those don't count.
I wonder if they'll keep her Tekken Tag Tournament 2 fighting style. It's a good way of differentiating her from Asuka, who is 1000% going to make it.
Yeah.
But
I do like Asuka.
I wonder if they're I wonder if they'll just go back and have her be traditional, just have they're probably going to give her that new flowy style.
I think they'll probably give her something pretty new because the storyline seems like she's kind of like a bit of an angel. An angel.
I wonder if they'll finally pull the trigger on that. Like, cause he's the devil, and it used to be that he had a devil and an angel on his shoulder vying for control of his soul, and the angel fucking lost, and she's only showed up in non-canon stuff. Do we find out if maybe June had something to do with that?
Yeah. But no, I'm excited for Tekken 8. Dude, I just wanna play those characters. I absolutely am garbage at this game, but I also want to see what they bring.
Get ready for the next battle.
Yeah, I just want to see what they bring in Tekken 8 because, man, God, guys, just give us Tekken Force back. Like, come on.
Yo, honestly, like if you give us back, I don't mean the Tekken 6 nonsense. Give us back like OG Tekken 3, Tekken 4. I'd be so happy.
Yes. Oh
Also,
my god.
and I think I might be alone on this. No more animals. Get rid. No Alex. I don't want to see a Roger. I
You
don't
don't
want
want
to see Kuma or
Panda?
Panda.
You don't want to see
No,
Panda?
no, I don't. I fucking hate fighting animals. I don't know what it is. Those things have my number. I am never prepared for anything. I
You
will
know,
happily face a wave dashing Mishima in my face all day long and still get clapped by Panda. I don't like it.
you know, there's gonna be a Kuma or a Panda in this game. There's no way you're getting around
There's
it.
gonna be both of them. They're the mascots. I hate this. I hate this.
And there's gonna be what's our bro, the training dummy?
Mokujin.
Yeah, Mokujin.
He's not a sure bet, but I think it's safe. He'll probably turn up in some way, shape, or form if it's just in a gag at the end.
Yeah. Harada, like, come on, man, give us. Why couldn't you just given us a beta date, at the Game Awards? Like, come on, you showed us like 2 seconds of the video game.
So he talked about this in a follow up, not interview, but a follow up showing, right?
Mhm.
The Game Awards were strictly formatted. So a lot of what he wanted to show, he couldn't. They had to tailor it down, which is
Oh
why
my
we
god!
didn't know anything.
Just release a goddamn another trailer.
He did.
Oh, we got another
After
trailer?
I think it was Tekken World Tour. Yeah, he did. There's a longer format out where he shows off the trailer, he shows a fuller version, and he sits there and talks. He sits there and talks about it.
Oh.
So like, there's a lot of info out on it now. It's still pretty early. It looks pretty early, but it also looks good. I don't get why people are saying this game looks equal to or worse than Tekken 7. I think y'all are high.
Oh, I think it looks better than Tekken 7.
That game looks mad good, and I think a lot of people forget that Tekken 7 came out in like 2013 or something.
Yeah, Tekken 7. It's been almost 10 years.
It's been out for a minute. No, Tekken 8 looks great. Now, I don't love Paul's design, I will grant you.
Oh, he'll have a. He'll have.
But he'll have his player 2, which is
Alternate.
his OG judo skyscraper hair. No, it's fine. It's fine. Game looks great. I look forward to seeing more on it. I look forward to seeing people get their hands on it. I am also hoping for a beta. I'd love to play it. And that game, regardless to what happens during the beta, is a day one purchase for me.
Oh yeah, no, I'm getting it day one. Yeah, like I'm probably not gonna get Street Fighter at all.
Oh, I don't know about that. I probably will pick it up. It'll just be late.
Yeah, but Tekken 8, on the other hand, I'm copping that. I have Tekken 7 now. Have I played Tekken 7? A little bit, not a lot. All right. I've occasionally I'll be like, hey, kick my ass in Tekken 7. Which I should probably hop on that and do the story for Tekken 7. Honestly, I haven't touched it.
Oh, so you should, but also wherever your expectations are, set them lower.
Oh no, and Tekken doesn't have a good story. Tekken story has been trash since like 3.
Yeah, but at least like the earlier Tekkens, it was like a good cheese. It was bad in 7. It was just not very good. However, anytime Akuma shows up or they focus squarely on Heihachi and Kazuya, becomes amazing. Everything else though, hot fucking garbage.
It turns into a battle show, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, I should probably do it at some point. Actually, man, I actually really haven't played a Tekken since, I mean played a Tekken since maybe Tekken Tag 1.
Damn, that's OG. But also, Tekken Tag 1 was a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah.
Haters, and I mean this, Tekken Tag 1 still has the best OST in the whole damn franchise.
Nah, the best Tekken OST is Birdie Wing. All right. Yeah, Jin theme right there.
Yeah, T3 Jin theme. It is absolutely what that is, though.
No, yeah, I haven't played a Tekken since Tekken Tag. And then I haven't, and if I really could argue, I haven't actually went ham on Tekken since Tekken 3. But Tekken 3 was also pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah, it set so many records. It was the fighting game for the longest time. Even after like plenty of games came out after, like it was the de facto what is the best fighting game? It was always in like top 3 running. Tekken 7 has outsold it now finally, which is interesting. It took all the way till Tekken 7.
It took 10
and it took 10 years of
10
Tekken
years.
7. So
I would hope so. It took 10 years, but
I mean, look, fighting games are always going to be niche. Tekken 3 was like a revolution and came at the correct time. It was literally built different. So I'm genuinely not surprised when like games didn't quite follow it up the way they expected. But Tekken 7, between COVID and just the way things have advanced from PS5 or PS4 to PS5, yeah, it's had time to cook. So
yeah,
10 million copies for a fighting game. God
hey
damn.
man, Pokemon does that in 3 days. Come on, man.
Why you gotta hurt me like
that? Get on Pokemon's level. It does that in 3 days.
Oh man, it does 3 times that in 3 days.
No, it did 10 million in 3 days.
Oh, I thought it was like 30 in a week or something. Fair enough.
No, I mean, no. It might be 30 million within a week or whatever, but it was definitely 10 million in 3 days. So
It took 10 years. What a world.
Did you do anything else?
I mean, yeah, obviously I splated you and I played Overwatch.
Oh yeah.
There was the winter event. I got the free skin. Thank you to everyone in my games for either being absolutely horrendous and giving me a shot at winning, or being reasonable and just standing around as we just huck snowballs at each other and catch them. It was great. Now I have a Brigitte skin that I'm never going to use because I think it's ugly, but it was free and we could get it via playing the game, and I respect that. So moving in the correct direction, Blizzard. You're not out of hot water, but we are moving in the correct direction. I look forward to see whatever comes from the Greek god stuff that's coming soon, and the New Year's, the Chinese New Year's, where we get the Kachi. At least I think that's how you say that. The Kachi Echo, and that is probably my favorite Echo skin. So I'm really happy that's free. Past that, it's really just been those two. I do my dailies in Arknights, but Arknights has mostly just been CC, and I've been just autopiloting through that. So just establishing my currency until time comes to spend on Cavill and Penance, and I guess Texas as well.
I've been a bad Arknights player.
You've not been logging in.
I have not been logging in. Dude, Crisis Core has taken over my life, man.
No, that's genuinely correct.
It was. I just have not thought about logging in the Arknights, but I'm actually logging in right now.
Worst case scenario, log in once a week, get your free red rocks from the Annihilation, and then you're good. That's it. That way you have to spend less when Gabriel comes about.
Yeah. I get in and I immediately see that I need to do stuff on my base, and I'm like, oh no. I mean, outside of that, I have watched every episode of Stargate SG-1.
The Mad Lad did it.
I now need to watch Arc of Truth, because that movie actually ends the series. And I said after I watched the episode, I was like, the last episode, I was like, okay. So the last episode of the series or whatever is a good episode. All right. It is a very good episode. It's really cool. All right. But it is not a good last episode.
Yeah.
It is not a good, and I had to make sure that Arc of Truth actually ends the series or whatever, or is didn't happen before that episode or whatever. So I watch a trailer for Arc of Truth, and make sure to look at Teal'c or whatever, because in the last episode of the series, they go into they're being attacked by a bunch of Ori ships after their ship has been like super upgraded with Asgard technology, and so Carter puts them in like a time dilation because they're trying to figure out a way to get out of there with the Asgard technology, and without being tracked by the Ori, and so they're in a time dilation for 60 years, and she figures out how to actually reverse time back to like seconds before the time dilation, and but somebody has to stay old, because if they reverse time or whatever, they're just bound to repeat the same mistakes, because they're not gonna have memory, whatever.
Right.
So Teal'c, who is Jaffa, lives off Tritonin, and will still have plenty of years after what he's already went through in the 60 years or whatever. He still like literally almost like looks as young as he did, except for a patch of gray hair. So he's like, so he stays old and saves everybody, yeah, etc. So I had to look at the trailer to make sure Teal'c still had the gray patch of hair or whatever, and he does. So it is after the episode. So so I need to watch that. And yeah, no, I mean that's all I did this week. It's been a lot of Crisis Core, and by a lot, I'm 18 hours within Crisis Core, and I have barely done any story.
Story can come later.
Yeah, story can come later. I need to get OP. I need to get max HP, and then I can beat the game.
Yeah, we've been through this story before. We'll feel the hurt in a bit. We'll get to that, but we'll be really strong when we're hurting.
I know I showed you the tweet that Happy
did.
So
I know the other thing you're about to bring up, because that broke my heart too.
So notable people and like streaming people that are connected to Square Enix, they all got like media kits for
Square Enix,
for Crisis Core.
Square Enix, listen, I try not to be overly biased, and I fail miserably. Look, I don't know what you need me to do in order to qualify for that bomber jacket. Let me know. It will be done. I will make magic happen. I would like that a lot.
Yeah.
Also, those letters, even if they hurt. Please continue.
So in the case or whatever, there is a box, and on the box it says, "Do not open until end credits roll." All right.
Fucking
now,
cheeky.
I was sitting here like, okay, maybe this is like a thing for like maybe it'll go into like Crisis Core remake or something, or not Crisis Core, into 7 remake or something.
Right.
All right. No. Happy finished it. He finished the game and he opened the box. They give you a fucking hanky to wipe your tears because of how sad Crisis Core's ending is. And on the hanky, it says
embrace your dreams.
Embrace your dreams, yeah. And I'm sitting here like, Square, oh my god, you guys are fucking dicks. You guys are assholes.
Actually the fucking worst.
Oh god. And you get a bunch of letters from Zach to, or no, Aerith to Zach.
From Aerith to Zach. Yeah, she's talking about her day.
Yeah.
And she tells a very nice story, and it will break your heart because there are tear stains on the letter.
Because she knows when Zach dies.
Oh yeah,
she feels it.
Yeah. It's and now we have Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is complicating the complications.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm at that point in time. I'm happy. I don't get a fucking media kit.
I'm
It's
not.
cool. It's cool. It's
Square,
okay,
I got you. Just let me know.
dude. Man, I wish Square listened to our podcast. By the way,
This-
people. By the way, people. All right. I don't actually know the number. But I know most people that watch our podcast or that come across our podcast aren't subscribed. So hit that subscribe button at the bottom. I know one person that watches our podcast that is subscribed, and that's Little, and he forsaked us this week and didn't give us a question. But most of you aren't subscribed, so hit that subscribe button, and maybe we can actually be seen by Square Enix and give you guys some cool insight.
yeah, imagine all that insider intel we'll get.
Yeah, all that insider intel that I um always love to get. But no. We got some news to talk about this week. It's
We
not
do,
like
yeah.
it's not anything groundbreaking, I guess. By groundbreaking, I mean it's interesting to talk about. All right. Um,
Enjoying the video? Remember to like and sub. Helps out the channel a bunch, and we're grateful for everyone we get.
our boy Henry Cavill, who was Superman, who was Geralt, um, is now not Superman and not Geralt because for
True.
some fucking reason the people that were running the next Superman were like, yeah, go ahead, say that you're gonna be Superman because you're gonna be Superman or whatever, and he does that, and then like 2 months later they say, oh, by the way, you're not actually gonna be James Gunn doesn't want you to Superman. We're gonna get somebody
Well, no,
else.
James Gunn doesn't want to deal with Superman right now, which is,
Yeah.
on one hand, fair enough. On the other hand, God fucking damn it. Now,
So
also, we have no idea. We have no idea for sure if that was really one of the reasons why he left the role of Geralt and didn't want to double down.
yeah,
I have a sneaking suspicion it had something to do with it, but I can't be sure.
yeah,
But that's not a problem because he's not going to be returning because they've already recast and have no intention of breaking
mhm.
contract with Liam, not Neeson. No.
Liam
Liam Hemsworth.
Hemsworth, yeah,
That'd be a very different movie.
yeah. So I mean, we'll still have season 3 of Witcher with Henry Cavill, so you'll still be able to watch that. Um, so that'll still be nice. But Henry Cavill is still staying within the nerd sphere because he is starring in and executive producing a Warhammer 40K series.
What a fucking nerd. I
Yeah,
love
I
it.
know. Yeah, I love the nerd. So that's great. Um, Falcom had their investor meeting this past week. This is pretty much where we always get all the news from Falcom
Truth.
because there are
You tell
people
us anything otherwise.
yeah. Well, they don't tell us anything otherwise, and two, people in there just leak all the shit that happens in their investors meeting.
I mean,
So
investment meetings are actually open to, as far as I'm aware, they're open to everyone. They're for the investors. So it's not
true,
really leaking.
true,
It's just news journalists.
yeah. One, they showed some screens of East Nordics, East 10 Nordics.
Yeah.
A lot of people are stating that this East is going to take place somewhere between 2 and 3, so it's going to be not continuing the later on storyline like after 9.
What?
It's
No
going to be
Crimson King shoutouts? What a pity.
it's going to take place between 2 and 3. This is just speculation, just due to how old Adol kind of looks in here. They're getting rid of the party system. You're only going to be able to play as 2 characters from what I've seen.
Oh, I didn't actually know that. Interesting.
Yeah, there's gonna be no swapping party characters like I mean, like I think you'll be able to swap party with the other character that you have or whatever, but it's not gonna have the same system like the slashing, heavy attack and all that stuff like East 9 and 8 did. I forget where it's taking place. I think it's actually called East Cross Nordics because Japan never calls anything East. Like they
True.
never use X as.
It's never X.
It's never X. It's always Cross. So I think it's actually called East Cross Nordics, which is kind of weird. This game actually looks pretty fucking cool. Or like the screens actually look pretty damn cool. The good thing is that it's going to be Falcom's only game next year, which means we at least get a type of breather from having too many fucking Kiseki games. And maybe fucking Nisa will get it into gear, and maybe we'll have a Kuro at the beginning of next year. Maybe want to announce something like that.
Could be, yeah.
But probably not. The other thing they showed off is East Memoirs, Oath and Felghana. It is going to be I think it's I don't want to say it's a remake, but it's kind of a remaster-ish port of East Oath and Felghana, and it's going to be for the Switch. I don't know if it's only going to be for the Switch, but I know they've at least announced it for the Switch. If it is, depending on what they're changing, I know from one thing that they're adding in voice lines or whatever. So I think everything's going to be voiced, even Adol. So I think Adol's actually getting a voice.
Hey, not just grunts anymore.
And I can't remember what else is going to be in there because they didn't really talk too much about like these stuff. That it's when Falcom has its investor meetings, they just kind of give off like here we're doing this, and then later. But depending on what they put in there, I might actually get it. If it's just for the Switch, then I might just actually get it because Oath and Felghana was really fucking good. And I would like to hear a fully voiced older East game.
Tell you what, hear me out. The only reason I've played even one East game is because you put out a good demo. I recommend you guys put out another demo. Let me check it out. Let me see if I'm going to be interested in this one.
Hey, Dollet.
Do
you not have access to my Steam account?
Okay, no, look. I can play these games anytime I want. I understand this. My point is that the demo seemed like a very good idea that they should continue doing.
Now, okay, so I think East Cross Nordics will probably have a demo.
And that's what I mean. I don't mean the memoirs of Felghana. No. That's essentially going over already presented material.
Mm-hmm.
I do, in fact, mean for Cross Nordic or X Nordic or 10 Nordic, whatever they're going to call it.
As a Falcom shill, listen to me, Falcom. You follow me on Twitter. By the way, guys, Falcom, who has like a couple 100,000 of followers, follows me on Twitter. All right, they like me. That's a Japanese Twitter. They follow me. I don't do anything. All right, you guys can at least hit the subscribe button for us. Like, come on, like come on, man.
Really aggressive about it today. I like it.
We need those numbers up. These are rookie numbers, man. All right, pump those numbers up. All right. I love the E series. I don't like it more than I like the Trail series. But that's because Trail series has the most God-written fucking story ever. The East games are just honestly some of the most fun I've had playing video games, all right? I bought the entire East collection for like $60 on Steam, all right? And I've beaten every single one of them. I literally spent like a month and a half to 2 months literally just going through them all. They're all
I was
pretty
there.
short.
Who did this?
They're all pretty short. Some of them get longer, like as soon as you get up to like E7, East 8, and East 9 or whatever, they get longer because they're more modern games. And East Origins is pretty long, but that's 3 storylines in one. So that's kind of why it's long. But even I played a game that came out in like the 1980s something. East 1 and 2. Those games are old as fuck and have some of the most archaic fucking gameplay I've ever played in my life. Game was still fun as hell. All right. So
That'll be as far as I'm concerned.
it's please, come on, man. But that's it for the whole Falcom shit. Never have I ever thought that maybe WoW is going to be heading in a better direction.
Oh yeah, I 100% thought that we were seeing like the end days.
I hear Dragonflight's pretty good. I haven't actually heard anything bad about Dragonflight, so
so the last expansion and what you're about to get to do seem like a second wind for the series.
Yeah. Your boy Chris Metzen, who was previously the head of WoW, is now back as the head of WoW.
I assume, if nothing else, this is a huge morale boost.
Yes, I remember when Chris Metzen left, hearing everybody that played WoW voicing a lot of their concerns, because Chris Metzen, I mean, obviously, I think he left right after Legion, and that's kind of when it all went downhill, like very harshly. So hopefully from now on, WoW does a bit better. But he's back. So congratulations, WoW fans. I'll still never play your game again. I'll still never play your game again. I have played WoW. I have put a lot of hours into WoW. Never do it again. Never do it again. As we stated last week, there wasn't a trailer for it, or at least I didn't see a trailer for it. But Insomniac did announce when or at least PlayStation announced when Spider-Man 2 will be coming out. It is going to be in fall 2023. It's a bit later than I thought it was going to be. I thought
it is a bit
summer.
Later.
I thought it was going to be summer, but no. I don't think there's anything else coming out in fall 2023 that's been announced yet. Probably Armored Core 6, maybe. Who knows when that's coming out?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of different things about that. I don't I just don't know what to believe.
It's a next. Oh, so from what FromSoft has announced, the game is actually
done.
Done.
It's been done.
Yeah, yeah. So they just said 2023. So honestly, that game could come out at any fucking time.
Boom! January 1st. Happy New Year. Have some Armored Core.
Yeah. That might actually be. I've never played an Armored Core game. And depending on how it looks, I might pick it up just for a hype sake.
This might be the first time I've ever said this. I do not recommend you go back and play the old Armored Core games.
No. I've watched people play Armored Core. All right, I've watched people.
Yeah.
Gigaboots did a month of Armored Core where they played all of them.
I'm gonna be real with you. It's not even about like story or gameplay purposes, at least not in that sense. For me, it's literally, I don't think that you can help someone feel good about the upcoming Armored Core game if they have to physically play an old Armored Core game. Yeah. Those games are really neat. Like, they're mission-based sci-fi mecha. Like, they're really good. They're great. But every single control scheme has been whack. Every single one of them has all been whack as hell. And you have had to physically harm yourself to play that game. I know this. I played those motherfuckers on the PSP. Yeah, we clawed. But I imagine with what From's been doing in recent years, like they must have been able to put together like something that's gonna feel good. I personally am waiting for the the Armored Core that come out that's just called the Hyena, or is otherwise Patches, because don't mess this up. Put him in. Why not? And no one's gonna hate you for it. Let's do it.
He's been in Armored Core games. He's originally from Armored Core.
Have I missed this? I know there's other ones that
Patches has been in Armored Core.
Well, there you have it. Put it back in there then.
I get this information from Gigaboots. I've heard it on their stream talking about Armored Core. So, I normally take this with a grain of salt. All right, but I have heard.
Oh, Patch the Good Luck. Oh, Patch the Good Luck. That makes sense. I'm dumb. Wow. All right. Well, look. So long as it's an Armored Core game, it's not a Souls game. I'm good.
Well, that's what Miyazaki's already come out and said.
Yeah, I know. As long as it's that, and I get to spend like, I don't know, half my playtime just making my mech look nice. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. So, along with Blue Protocol that is coming out next year, Amazon Games is also publishing another game. That game is the next Tomb Raider game.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I didn't hear too much. I still hear that that it is still going to continue on with the current storyline of Tomb Raider. So we're getting the current Lara Croft, the one that we get to watch being tortured by going through rebarb a whole bunch of times. We get so it's going to continue that storyline. It's going to be multi-platform, probably next gen only, so PS5, Xbox Series, PC. It's built entirely on UE5, which is good because UE5's been looking fucking amazing. Yeah.
Like, frankly, it looks astounding every time I see it.
They have said this is the most expensive Tomb Raider game to date, so that's kind of a statement there. I'm interested to seeing what all this money has to turns into video game wise.
I mean, it's still fighting the uphill battle of having Amazon have anything to do with it, right?
Yeah. And Amazon Games is providing a full support and global publishing. So the biggest question is here: what's the monetization factor in this fucking video game? Because if Amazon is putting a bunch of money into this, let me go ahead and tell you, a Tomb Raider game's not going to recoup any, like, unless this game looks absolutely like fucking ridiculous. All right, unless it's going to be something that appeals to a mass majority of people that would like action adventure games. If you're throwing a shit ton of money into it, there is no way Tomb Raider is going to recoup any bit of that. So
it is weird, especially since the best Tomb Raider game is like Uncharted 3. I don't know.
Okay.
Like Laura can sell. Doesn't matter which Laura you go. Sorry, Lara can sell. Doesn't matter which Laura you go with, whether it be busty 90s Laura or like actual human being adventurer Laura from the recent ones. I don't think Tomb Raider has the kind of draw at the moment because of the more recent stuff that will make it like a blockbuster. It'll be a game that sells well.
Yeah.
That's
it. So I'm already going to go ahead and bet there will be a $25 to $30 season pass. I wouldn't put it past them to put any type of battle pass type thing in this game. And I'm expecting Ubisoft levels of microtransactions regarding like experience ups or some shit like that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You're probably right.
I mean, I hope I'm not right. I'm hoping Amazon was just like, hey, we'll throw money at this Tomb Raider game. Fuck it, whatever. Let's go. Let's do it. But their track record has not actually been very good.
It might be that they will, because let's be real here. Amazon needs a win to make
True.
like their video game section not seem like it just needs to die. So maybe losing a little bit of money in the short term for building any amount of good faith in the division is where it's at. Maybe that's the move.
I haven't read because I'm pretty sure they've talked about monetization for Blue Protocol, which is a free to play game. And which, while I'm expecting some maybe scummy monetization in there, it's slightly okay because it is free to play.
I'm agree with you. I'm still not sure how I feel about that game. It's taken so long to come out that I have other worries.
Yeah. The only reason so I don't have worries about the gameplay. Like I watched a video on the gameplay because along with the
I
trailer.
mean, so did I like 2.5 years ago.
No. I watched the gameplay video that they came out this month.
Oh, I didn't even hear about it. Fair enough.
Yeah, they didn't. They showed the trailer at the Game Awards, but after the Game Awards, there was a gameplay video that came out. It looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It honestly, if this game doesn't have the worst fucking microtransactions in history, this might be the Genshin killer. Because it looks better than Genshin. And it's actually multiplayer.
That is a bold stance. Interesting.
It depends on if Amazon doesn't fuck over the player base with some really shitty microtransactions. There was a video I was watching of Asmongold reacting to the he was reacting to the gameplay video, and he reacted to an MMO Bytes video about monetization for the game. I didn't get to finish that video, so I'll have to go back and watch it and see what, like, I don't know if it's like what the actual monetization for that game is, or if speculative monetization for it. But if they do not fuck over the player base with like some really shitty microtransactions, and the gameplay is actually fun, it might just be like, okay, so there's not going to be a Genshin killer because Genshin's too popular. All right,
I'm happy you said it.
even if this game is just wholehandedly better than Genshin Impact, it's not going to stop Genshin players from playing Genshin Impact. All right, Genshin actually does have a decent story, and people are still going to keep going back to it for the story at least. And obviously, people that play gacha games are next level and will do anything for their waifus. Not saying anything bad about that because I will be spending some money on Cavill Alter whenever the fuck she comes out soon. So I just understand. All right, I understand that it's not going to kill Genshin Impact. I will say that if somebody's at a crossroads, all right, and there's Blue Protocol and Genshin Impact, all right, and Blue Protocol is doing the good thing and not doing the super scummy and is a shit game thing, I'm going to point people over to Blue Protocol instead of Genshin. Because I at least trust Bandai Namco more than I trust Hoyoverse. So that's my $1.99 on Blue Protocol. But we will see. That game comes out next year, and I'm cautiously optimistic on it. All right. A lot of people still play New World and Lost Ark.
Yes, I was so certain New World was shut down. I don't know why I thought that.
No. A lot of people are still playing New World. I mean, fuck, what's the fucking Ginger Prime?
He left.
He left 14
to play New World.
Yeah,
that is wild to me. I hope he's enjoying himself.
Yeah. I mean, Brian's always enjoying himself, so. Um, so we will see. I know Amazon Game Studios doesn't have the best track record, but they're Amazon, and they have a lot of
Certainly have the
money.
money, yeah.
And they're publishing a game that I'm tangentially interested in. So I'm going to hope Amazon doesn't fuck it up. That being said, we'll see. Our last bit of news is a very surprising news segment here.
Oh yeah,
And I
briefly.
don't want to alarm anybody, but game director Hideo Kojima is making a Death Stranding movie.
Ah, jeez,
All right.
Christ! But he makes video games. He's never ever in his whole life been interested in making movies.
I know. It's very interesting. I mean,
This is just such a far cry from his interests. I don't know. Of course, he's fucking making movies.
I know.
Man.
I know, right? Like okay, like for real. Like I mean, he's not into movies. He only just has friends like Norman Reedus, Mads Mikkelsen, Guillermo del Toro.
Seriously,
literally the entire cast of Death Stranding.
Exactly. The entire cast of Death Stranding is literally him saying, look, the only reason this isn't a movie is because no one trusts me to make a movie yet because I'm the video game guy. But I've now gotten all of my Hollywood friends together to prove that you should just let me make a movie like I set up the studio in LA to do anyway. I'm making a bloody movie. Good on you, Koji.
And
I hope it's good. I'll watch a movie. I don't know if I'm going to play a game, but I'll definitely watch a movie.
He totally didn't make a video game based off the movie Escape from Work.
No.
I mean, like,
yeah, that's just fair. That's absolutely just fair.
So, I mean, okay, all right. All joking aside, we knew this was coming. There was no way we weren't going to go another at least 2 years without hearing about Kojima making a fucking movie. All right.
Oh yeah, I'm convinced this was the initial plan, and the only reason he didn't make Death Stranding a movie off the bat was because no one was willing to fund it. But a video game, he's known for making those, and he gets a lot of awards for those. We'll do that.
Yeah. I need to go through Death Stranding. I need to experience. I don't care if I enjoy it. All right. I have it is an experience I have to go through. Right. I'm not gonna watch the movie because I am gonna watch the movie, but I'm not gonna only just watch the movie because while I am obviously fucking expecting Hideo Kojima to be completely 100% like on his own product in movie form. I'm assuming the gameplay form is probably the foremost way he wants people to also experience this product because he's really into interactive storytelling.
That is true. It's the whole purpose behind Death Stranding, to be fair.
Yeah. So I will go through Death Stranding at some point because I just need to experience. I just need to have time and the want to walk across in a gigantic area, the United States, with shit on my back. Because that's actually that video game is literally just FedEx Simulator. But I will do that. Not to mention it does have a great cast: Norman Reedus, Troy Baker.
It's undeniable, true.
Likenesses of Guillermo del Toro and Jeff Keighley is in it. So I gotta do it. I just need the time. I need Lieutenant Colonel Samantha Carter to fucking make me a time dilation device so I can turn that on, just play video games for the rest of my life.
Look, honestly, I wouldn't even do that. I just I occasionally every now and then just need a situation like that so I can sleep and not lose any time of the day.
True.
Just let time slow down while I'm asleep. So when I wake back up, I have missed virtually nothing.
That is so fucking true, actually. I want a time dilation device to turn on while I sleep. That way when I wake up, I turn it off and only a minute has passed. Oh, that is actually the correct way to use a time dilation device.
Hey, big braining this. Let's go.
Yes. That is all the news for the week. Unfortunately, this is the last episode.
It's true.
Yeah, it's the very last episode. Leek's actually not here because we actually kicked her off, and we've had a lot of infighting about doing these episodes. You guys have not been fairly supporting us, so we just, we only have 156 subscribers, and it's going to be the last episode of the year. We're not doing an episode next week. Next week, Monday 26th,
Christmas,
the day before it's Christmas. So enjoy Christmas, everybody. And actually have a happy New Year, because the next episode that we do will be recorded on the 2nd of January. So yeah. So what are you doing for the next 2 weeks, Dollet?
Bunch of Crisis Core. Thank you for that, by the way.
Oh yeah, yeah. I totally forgot about it for you.
Yeah. I'll be also not playing the main scenario as I do every possible mission beforehand.
You play a hard mode?
I don't see why not. I've played the game before, so I mean, if it's as intact as people say, I still have a good mind for the game. I think
it still feels like a PSP game. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna give you your. I'm gonna hamper any expectations. The game still feels like a PSP game.
And it looks like it, just not graphically. Like, those rigs are very clearly the same one. Like, there's some real jank movements I've seen on some real beautiful models. But yeah, no, I'm.
But it does feel better.
Like, to be fair, I didn't need this game to exist, but I am happy that it does. Anything to get people talking about Zach again. I'll be doing that. I will be, obviously doing more Overwatch, because I am problematic as such.
Yep.
Arknights will continue. And I still haven't actually beaten Pokemon yet. Maybe I'll get around to doing that. Who knows?
I haven't beaten it either, but my attention span with Pokemon is very short. So
same. And also, like, I'll have time this next couple weeks. So, like, I don't think I have any work for a little while. Like, I'm on like a mini vacation, only I'm not getting paid. So yeah, I'll actually have time to do a lot of these things. So I guess I'll do all of these things. What are your plans?
Well, I plan on maybe beating Crisis Core. Or no, I'll 100% beat Crisis Core. Because like I said, I'm gonna get to max HP. All right. And then I'll be like, okay, I can survive most of the stuff that will come my way in the storyline. I do know that there is a pretty harsh curve around the Nibelheim incident. But also if I'm doing max damage against enemies, probably won't have much of a problem to deal with. I did watch Evan do the Sephiroth fight, and he did get hit for like 400 not 4. He did give it like 47,000 HP with one attack.
Yeah, that checks out if I'm honest.
Almost killed him, and I was like, okay, that's a bit of a lot of damage, but if I have max HP, I can try that. You and I will be finishing the 3 good anime that we were watching this season.
True.
this week. I didn't make you watch in your eyes would be a subpar anime.
I wasn't in love with it. It wasn't unwatchable, but it wasn't for me.
I still enjoy it. It's not the best anime, but I did like what they did with like intertwining like Shakespeare stuff. But so, it was interesting.
I'm gonna be honest, the way you
yes.
feel about Nier is how I feel about that and Shakespeare.
I mean, like, so I'm not a big Shakespeare fan. All right, I'm not sitting here fucking reading. I've never read Hamlet, or well, actually no, I read Hamlet because we were made to in high school.
Mm-hmm.
But I never read The Tempest. And obviously, who hasn't read Romeo and Juliet? If you even remotely got through school
Seriously.
without actually reading Romeo and Juliet, then what school did you go to? And they were doing a bad. They're doing bad because like everybody probably read Romeo and Juliet. But while I'm not a Shakespeare fan, I do like it when people like use, I guess, use outside literature to maybe base like a story off or around, because like you can
Sure.
while you may be able to like maybe guess some things that happen in it, it also might subvert your expectations because you're expecting this to happen just due to like how people interact with like within the anime and within the actual literature it's kind of based off of, but then they do something completely opposite and you're like, oh shit. So that's what I enjoyed with it. And like, there were some nice twists that happened in the show, like halfway
Sure.
through and realizing that one person's actually dead and is 2 years in the past, and then towards the end there was a nice change. Salmon's faces are actually just enjoyable to fucking watch.
They are very gettable, I will give you this.
So yeah. But yeah, we'll be finishing up let's see, last episode of Chainsaw Man comes out tomorrow. Last episode of Bochi and Spy Family come out on Saturday. Which is bittersweet because one, I don't want Bochi the Rock to end, which I hope it doesn't end. I hope there's like a second season at some point in time. Hopefully, maybe question mark. But we already have confirmation on Spy Family having a second season and a movie.
And the movie.
So yeah, on that, I don't think there's any way I can get you to watch any more anime outside of probably the Cold Steel anime next season.
No, let me tell you, you are correct. You cannot. I will say this. I think I'm going to attempt to give HM Agasperad a try. I told Matthew I would, and that
I should.
key art absolutely got me.
Yeah.
I don't read Japanese, so I didn't know the name. I was like, well, that looks amazing. What is that? Oh, okay, I see. I've been baited. Fair.
Baited and outsmarted. But yeah, Cold Steel anime starts next season, so I'm interested in that. I don't know if the studio is known to do at least some good stuff back in the day.
True.
Don't know. I mean, okay, so I mean, if Falcom's writing the story, then I probably don't have a problem with it. But hopefully it is good. And then there's a few other stuff, like, I mean, fucking is around to pick up girls in a dungeon season 4 part 2. Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro, season 2. That'll be out, so that'll be nice. Yeah, I mean, video game was. I mean, if depending on how fast I get through Crisis Core, honestly, we'll most likely go back to playing Harvestella because I haven't beat that game yet. And Atelier Ryza 2, and there was another game I downloaded. Was there another game? No, there was. Yeah, no. That's all I'll be doing.
Tell someone in the comment how you're choosing to do your holiday season. And, I hope it's good for you. Truly. Enjoy yourselves. You deserve it. It was a rough year. It's been a rough 3 years.
Yeah, it has been a rough year. Dude, I have 25.3 hours in Crisis Core Reunion, man. All right. Like,
Just
come on.
about Aaron. Goodness gracious.
But as I've stated throughout this entire episode, hit that fucking button, man. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. It's free. Like, it's free. Like, people like free shit, right? Click the button, right? Hell, shit, you don't even have to watch us every week. Just hit the button. I just want the number to go up, please. All right? I like the numbers going. And, yeah, give us a like and comment on the stream. But, that's it for this week. And next week, we will be back the first week of January.
See you beautiful bastards next year.
Yep.
Bye. Before you go, remember to like, comment, and sub to us. Not only does it help out the channel and let us know what you're into, but it also makes you 100% cooler than everybody else. I checked with Aqua. It's definitely true.